Oh, Great Spirit. So grateful to be greeted here at the park or the bike path by the great egret, the great white egret, the little white egret, mourning dove, the white cat, the black cat, and the black and white cat. Like, I don't know, you can't make these things up. And I've been doing a lot of contemplating on our, I got to zoom in on, my apologies, on the prayer stone. And this morning's fire and the past 24 hours, you could say. So yesterday I was definitely feeling the energies of the sun and the comets and the planetary alignments, and the big one, it's really striking many today. The window had opened though. I've shared, I'm really grateful how when I listen to the astrology for the next day, I'm actually listening to it. The one that is I really, really adore. It's clear, it's concise, it's precise. It doesn't go into a bunch of fluff. It's just a boom, 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 boom. And I listen to that one in the evening as I'm falling asleep, and it's like, oh yeah. Well, that was yesterday, or that was my today. It depends on the size of the beginning, the opening of the door, or the portal, as the many term it, or beginning its alignment. And the other one, the Eye of Wisdom, I really appreciate that one too. It goes into a lot more detail and sometimes examples, and so I appreciate that too. I found myself lying down. That's my nap time, my shavasana time, you could say, after I have my one big meal. And it just really, really solidifies what I'm feeling, and it can definitely align with it. And sometimes it was my previous day, or that it was my overnight, okay, I understand a little bit more in depth of what's taking place for me today, and so that type of thing. Anyway, so I'm in a lot of that all day yesterday, and was also sending a lot of prayers and doing the resonance with Stefan Burns and the hurricane, along with, because he explains the solar flares, the solar winds, the bigger earthquakes, the resonance field, the comets, the AI atlas and he doesn't go into the dramas of it. He doesn't go into all the. There's some speculation, just because that's the scientific thing to do, is staying open and yet witnessing the patterns taking place. And so I really, really appreciate this young man, and that's our youth coming in and then doing this beautiful meditation. So bringing the science, the facts, the energies, the resonance, all of that in together one. And of course he was talking about the great harmonic convergence and so forth a couple of days ago. Anyway, so yeah, there was a lot of prayer work yesterday. I did not feel the urge to work on my projects until later in the evening, and then of course I was up half the night with my projects, which is not a burden whatsoever. It just felt so right. It just felt so in alignment or in resonance. And did have a funny moment where I was in the meditation with Stefan and the collective, and then when we went to check the hurricane, well, first off, I'm in the resonance, and all of a sudden there's just vroom, 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 my phone going off, and I'm like, ah! And I sat up, was like, where the hell? I didn't know where I was and what was going on. I was so deep into it with them, and I forget how many thousands of us that were watching and being a part of the live stream was like, wow. And then, you have people coming in later and so forth. Anyway, it was quite hilarious, but I slid right back in, and because the call was then gone, and then later we were watching the hurricane, and it was amazing how that hurricane had the wow factor with it. I mean, like the super wow factor with the eye and how well organized and everything that it was. And hey, it's going over Jamaica, and yes, there's a lot taking place, but my Lord, it could have been a whole lot worse. It was like the trajectory was moved into the right space before it took the turn to go over Jamaica, and then the eye just dissipated right over top of Jamaica. I mean, there was like magic. And my first thought was, hey, that's answered prayers. And a sister of mine, she's like, that was my first thought. Hey, that is answered prayers. And we're like, yeah, so amazing, so beautiful. Have not checked to see what is going on at this point in time. We went, got up and got started with our practices and so forth. Well, I got up late because I had been up half the night. I'd done several meditations and did a lot of work, a lot of headway into my project, and I am so grateful, Spirit, for the perfect alignment. I know I have questioned you, Spirit, like, is this ever going to happen? Is the time ever going to be right? I need the download through me. I need to know, so forth. And I've gotten spurts here and there with one particular project. However, then I get picked up and moved on, picked up and moved on, picked up and moved on, and been here in this space. November 3rd will be a year I've been here in Yuma, and yeah, I think the 3rd, the 4th, a year that I've been here in Yuma, and it's like, when is this going to happen? Like there's been a few times times where I've tried to force myself, thinking, okay, I'm just a procrastinator, I'm just not accepting, it's just not happening. Okay, well maybe I'm supposed to do it a different way. And a couple people who know my project, kind of pushing me and sort of feeling that like bit of pressure, and I'm like, no, this is not how I want to do it. This is not how I want it to be. And wow, now I get it. And I'm so grateful, because the insights and the shedding of many layers and skins and so forth, and needed to take place, this deeper integration of my shadow and my angel, or whatever you want to call your goddess, or your feminine side, but the yin and the yang, and the shadow and the light, and many of these insights, and this Paxier renewal, and all of that needed to take place before, so that I didn't have to redo it type of thing. And it has brought a deeper, more a resonance to the project that would not have been there otherwise. And all I can say is thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm open for more to come. I'm open for, maybe I'm wrong. It really just feels very, very. Hey, buddy, let's go down this way. Rashini, Chief, come. Chief, come. Thank you. Good boy. Yeah. So, very, very grateful, and then having this beautiful conversation, well, two beautiful conversations with some sisters and so forth. And so in our morning fire, we do these prayer stones, and I'm so grateful for the artwork, the drawings that have been coming through, and listening with the drawings, and the project we have, revealing for that, and knowing that it is going to do its thing, and above and beyond that. So, but this prayer stone is like keeping the eyes of love, seeing through the eye of the heart. That's the green eyes. So seeing through the eyes of the heart with that courage of walking our own independent path, our sovereign path, going through our path. It's like ladders. It's like, that spiral, those ladders. As we walk through the ladders of our forest and let ourselves bloom, we take all that we have been given in our foundation and our families, and we transmute that in becoming eagles and seeing the bigger picture, where we then become our own swans. So hang on to your families, hang on to your rootedness in the earth as you follow those winds, and allow all of the colors to just be, and be with them as they are. I am knowing this for our youth. I am knowing this for our generations to come. And I'm knowing that for each one of us right here, right now. that courage, that peace and love in the heart, seeing through the eyes of the heart into your own deeper knowing and climbing your own path that blossoms your own unique bloom. You know, taking us from the vulture to the swan through the path of the eagle. We're hanging on to each other and a tree of life in our root. Hey! Rooted in knowing. You're getting a little too brave there, Chief. Hut, hut. Chief! Pardon me, I don't need to be yelling in your ear. Get over here. You're supposed to wait on me. Come. Come on. Thank you. Thank you. I know I was deep within myself too, wasn't I? Yep. Just kind of cruising along. Yeah, I'm not gonna hurt you or anything. You know better than that. But I am gonna lock you up. I'm gonna tether you. You're getting a little too brave there, dude. Maybe I'm getting a little too brave in sharing. But it is what it is. Let's rein it back in there, dude. Thank you. I know you know where you're going. You wanted to dig another hole. I didn't bring your water, though. So, yeah. Now, that's not all my personal wisdom or knowledge. We share our knowledge, and then when we put that knowledge into practice, it becomes our wisdom. And the beauty of this circle is each and every one of them have such amazing wisdom that they've actually put into practice. You know, that's why I call it wisdom. It's been put into practice, and that's when it becomes wisdom, when you actually experience it and demonstrate it and use it. We can have all the knowledge in the freaking world, and we all do, but do we use it? Do we put it into practice? And that's when it becomes a really deep inner knowing. And when it becomes that deep inner knowing, just like driving a car, you know, you can practically do it, or riding a bicycle, you can practically do it without even thinking. But at first, it has to be a ritual. It has to be very, very mindful and practice, which is why many religions will say, well, we're a practice. We're not saying we have it perfect, but this is what we practice. So anyway, thank you for the practice, Spirit. Thank you for the just keeping the faith with me, the trust in me. I remember the time when I lost all my documents and everything. I mean, my hard drive was completely wiped clean, and that was my backup of a backup. And there was stuff on there that is just, well, I understand now it's replaceable, but oh my God, you know, at the time it just felt so irreplaceable. And then this morning, as I was listening to the Fire Family, I was hearing my mom, you know, when she shared Oh, everybody I know from my childhood and different years, she says, they've all transitioned. She was my last friend. And yes, I'm sad. Yes, I'm sad. However, I'm also ecstatic because, hey, Rashini, come here. Come here. We're going to do this again. I'll lock you back up again. Come on. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. She shared that, nobody can contradict my stories. I can share my story any way I want to now. I can rewrite my history. And we had this beautiful, beautiful laugh. It was so adorable. And we just laughed and laughed and laughed. And I said, well, she goes, you can do that too. And I said, well, I look forward to that day. And it's not a rewriting of the story. It's not it is in a way. However, facts are facts. And, there's pictures, there's time, I'm sure, rolling around out there somewhere. There's, that's one of the things I love about like Google Maps and the Google Drive and some different things, because that stuff is always going to be there. And those are timeline stamps, I stopped at this gas station at this time, bank records. That's what they are. And those kinds of facts that mark different times and spaces, I really, really appreciate. Because, some of that in my memory is not there. However, the feelings, the deeper understandings and knowings of what was taking place beyond the victim and or victorhood, the insight sometimes that are received when we learn something new is like, oh, that's what was taking place, or oh, I can see that energy coming 20 miles away now, or different things like that. So thank you. And with that, I am going to stop here and continue to enjoy our walk this morning. We believed that the food bank was happening this morning. There were cars lined up. So we took Garuda down to the little park. And of course, then I remembered why I don't go to the little park at this time, is because it's so full of school traffic. And not only on the road itself, however, but the park itself, that's the kids gather there and then they go through the gates. And so there's just a lot of traffic there. And it's like, oh. So we made our little quick spin around. It's great for a quick shot, so to speak. And we made it back, and no, there's not a food bank today. There were cars lined up hoping that there was. However, there was not. So it's like, oh. And obviously, this boy, Chief, was not complete. And I was like, oh, no, I'm not going to wait all morning long before our next appointment. Let's head on down to the park. Let's get Garuda and just... She's not quite to the half tank mark, and we've only got a couple more days before the first of the month. So we're gonna use it and do it. So we came on down here to the West Wetlands, where we can park and walk the bike path to the east wetlands and back and just be with the energies and the nature. I mean, look, there goes the ducks across the river. Hey, hey. And it's a beautiful, beautiful temperature times, like the perfect temperature times. Got 2 males and 2 females. 2 males and 2 females. And they got their little island over here as well. Definitely keeps them, safe from a lot of critters at night. Oh, 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 that's a monarch butterfly. A monarch. There you go. Oh, it's hard to keep up with you, little dude. Monarch butterfly. Doing their thing. There's all the ducks are gonna gather up and head somewhere over to the sun. They want to bathe in the sun, I think. Climb up over on that bank. So, yeah, we're gonna stay in this little space here. Our appointment's not until 10:30, so we're gonna take our time. If I let him go, maybe he can go down and get himself a drink of water from the river. No, you're wanting to eat whatever. Okay, well, you fight the ants, dude. That's your thing. I'm gonna come down here. Well, he's working it. Okay. I'm climbing on down. Like Jesus, a little less like me. It's a song on my... You're on the street, love to be the hands and feet. Duly give as I receive, oh help me be. Put you first above all else, love my neighbor as myself. When the moments no one sees, oh help me be. A little more like mercy, a little more like grace, a little more like kindness, goodness, love and faith, a little more like patience, a little more like peace, a little more like Jesus, a little less like me.